Sleep in the early 1900s began with the surface beneath the body. Beds were firm, very firm. A typical mattress used steel springs tied by hand or woven wire packed with horsehair or cotton. The weight pressed evenly. The body stayed aligned. You hear a low creak as weight settles. No sinking, no soft collapse. That firmness reduced restless turning. It kept the spine straight. Many sleepers reported deeper rest simply because the body stopped fighting the surface. Before the mattress came the frame, iron or heavy wood, nothing decorative. The bed stood tall to keep damp air off the sleeper. Cold air stayed near the floor. Warm air rose. That height mattered. You feel it when stepping up. The frame does not flex, no wobble, no sway. Stability quiets the body. Quiet frames meant fewer micro-movements during the night. Beneath the mattress sat ropes or wire grids pulled tight by hand. Tightening happened often. A loose bed caused sagging and poor sleep. People tighten ropes weakly. You can imagine the sound of rope scraping wood. The act itself mattered. It forced attention on sleep quality. A sagging center meant back pain. Tight ropes restored firmness. Sleep improved the same night. Bedding followed strict rules. Sheets were linen or coarse cotton, always cool to the touch. Linen pulled heat away from the skin. It dried sweat fast. You feel crisp fabric against the arms. It rustles when you turn. That sound is soft and predictable. Predictable sounds reduce alertness. The body relaxes when it recognizes the pattern. Blankets came next. Wool dominated, heavy, dense, slightly scratchy. Wool trapped warmth without sealing the body, you know. Air moved through it. That really mattered in rooms without heating. The weight pressed down evenly. This pressure calmed the nervous system. People slept still under weight. You feel the blanket settle, and you stop shifting. Feather beds existed, but rarely for those with sleep trouble. Feathers trapped heat and caused sinking. Doctors warned against them for weak sleepers. Flat sleepers rested better. A simple wool blanket over a firm surface outperformed luxury softness for rest. Pillows were thin, often stuffed with straw or horsehair. Thick pillows bent the neck. Thin pillows kept the head level. Neck alignment prevented nerve irritation. Fewer headaches followed. You hear straw shift slightly. It molds but never collapses. The head stays level all night. The bedroom itself played a central role. Rooms stayed cool, you know. Windows opened even in winter. Fresh air was considered medicine. Doctors insisted stale air caused poor sleep. Cold air tightened blood vessels, and the body responded by warming itself. That internal warming encouraged sleep. You feel cool air on the face, breathing slows. Curtains stayed heavy and dark. Light disrupted sleep. Gas lamps and early electric bulbs leaked through thin walls, so thick curtains blocked glow. The room stayed dim. Shadows stayed still. Visual calm matters a lot. No flicker, no moving light. Walls held bare, plaster or wood. No clutter. Fewer objects meant fewer shadows. The mind rests when the eye rests. Bedrooms held only a bed and a chair, sometimes a washstand. Nothing else. No distractions, no reading in bed. Bed meant sleep. Sound control mattered. Homes creaked and wind rattled windows. People stuffed cloth into gaps and rugs covered floors. Footsteps were softened, you know. Night sounds reduced the startle response. Silence was not the goal, actually. Consistent low sound was. Wind outside, fabric moving, familiar noises signaled safety. Daily habits mattered more than remedies. Evening meals stayed light. Heavy food disrupted sleep, and, well, meat eaten late caused wakefulness. Supper ended early, so digestion finished before bed. The body rested fully. You feel an empty calm in the stomach. No burning, no pressure. Alcohol use followed strict timing. Just a small amount earlier in the evening, never before bed. Alcohol near bedtime caused broken sleep. Physicians warned against it, and people listened. Better sleep followed, and the night stayed unbroken. Daylight, exposure, really shaped our sleep rhythm. People woke with the sun, and they worked outdoors. Eyes met natural light early, and that reset their internal clocks. By evening, the body just expected rest. Darkness would trigger sleep quickly, and there was no artificial stimulation to delay it. Physical labor played a role too. Movement during the day created a sort of natural fatigue, not exhaustion but steady work. Walking, lifting, the body earned its sleep. Muscles would relax fully at night. You feel a heaviness in the limbs and stillness follows. Mental habits really mattered. Worry, was addressed before bed. People would write down their concerns earlier in the evening. Prayer or just quiet reflection ended the day. The mind cleared, racing thoughts quieted, and, sleep arrived without much struggle. Doctors often prescribed warm foot baths for insomnia. Feet were soaked in warm water before bed, which moved blood downward and cooled the head. Cooling the head, in turn, reduced alertness. Warm feet, you see, actually induced sleep. You could feel the warmth spread upward, and calm would follow. Herbal remedies did exist, but their use was cautious. Chamomile tea appeared quite often, mild and non-intoxicating, taken earlier in the evening, not at bedtime. The warmth relaxed muscles, and the ritual itself mattered just as much as the plant. Lavender sachets would appear near pillows, and not for the scent alone. That familiar smell created an association. Smell links directly to memory, after all. The brain learned that sleep followed that scent, and over time, sleep arrived faster. Doctors warned against reading in bed, because bed was not meant to be a thinking place. Bed meant sleep only. Conditioning mattered even then. The brain learned cues. Mattress firmness, cool air, the weight of wool, darkness. Each cue gently pushed the body toward rest. Children followed much stricter schedules, fixed bedtimes, no exceptions. Adults often adopted the same habits. Regular timing stabilized sleep, and irregular sleep, according to doctors, actually caused illness. Consistency restored health. Now modern sleepers can apply these lessons too. Firm surfaces matter, cool rooms matter, and light control matters. Remove clutter, reduce softness, reduce stimulation, restore weight and stillness, replace softness with support, heat with airflow, and distraction with darkness. The body responds quickly when conditions align. Sleep is not a mystery, it responds to structure. Sleepers in the 1900s understood this through experience. They shaped the environment, and the body simply followed. If this knowledge sharpens how you sleep tonight, use it. Share it with someone who struggles. And subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles for more practical history that still works.